Yes, some animals do die in crop production, so even a vegan lifestyle will involve some amount of unintentional, unavoidable harm. But because a huge amount of crops are used to feed the billions of animals we farm into existence to kill, and they don't convert those crop calories efficiently, it takes a multitude more crops to produce animal products than it does to produce plant products, even when we're just considering the portion of crops that are edible for humans. So a standard non-vegan will contribute to multitudes more crop deaths than the standard vegan. So if you care about crop deaths, you would be plant-based. Then you have, of course, the very significant, intentional, avoidable, premeditated killing of the actual animal you're eating or causing to be killed in the case of egg and dairy, because they do in fact kill hens used for their eggs and cows used for their dairy when they're deemed no longer profitable. Also, considering that machinery used in crop production is loud and disruptive, animals in crop fields have a chance to escape, meaning that crop deaths don't seem to occur all that frequently. That's not to say that we shouldn't strive to eliminate such deaths, but just it's important to recognize how minor of a problem it is compared to systemic animal torture via animal agriculture. Plus, who's to say that a crop field even cites more animal suffering than the wild state the land was in before becoming a crop field? Nature is cruel. Plus, we should factor in the utility gained from being able to feed civilization, but we just don't have the data to know for sure. But just to make it clear, even if we could say with certainty that turning wild areas into crop field reduces animal suffering, doesn't mean we shouldn't further innovate to reduce crop deaths and animal suffering even more. I'm just trying to make the point that we don't know if producing crops causes a net amount of harm, but we do know for sure that animal farming always causes huge harm. When you buy an animal product, you can 100% guarantee that you're funding animal suffering and killing and enabling an inherently violent system that literally breeds victims. Animal agriculture cannot exist without exploitation, suffering, and killing. If you buy a plant product, it might have contributed to a comparatively tiny amount of animal suffering that is currently practically unavoidable. Very importantly, plant production is not inherently harmful. There are ways to produce plants without crop deaths, so this is the agricultural system we should be reinforcing for both short and long-term harm reduction. But why would agricultural industries care to address issues such as crop deaths in our current carnivore society, where we literally make the deliberate choice to mass breed animals with the intent of murdering them and eating their bodies? We need to eat something, so to contribute the least harm and promote the most good we currently can with the unfortunate constraints of our current society, we can and should adopt a plant-based diet. And as the cultural consensus shifts away from carnism towards veganism, we as a collective are in a much better place to innovate and address issues such as crop deaths more in depth. We're never going to be able to cause zero harm, but this in no way justifies causing intentional, avoidable harm. Imagine if we applied that logic to other aspects of our lives. That answer should be more than sufficient for most of you, but I know that just one person is going to bring up grass-fed cows, so I'll cover that in a part 2.